Alright, welcome back to Shem's Universe. So today, guys, we're going to discuss the first karmic debt number, which is karmic debt number 13. So first, I just want to go over where and when a karmic debt can take place with you, specifically. So, in regards to a karmic debt, it's not that easy to really just randomly have one. I mean, you'd have to do something in what's called like a prior reincarnation. Your energy would have had to deem this as something that you need to learn in this lifetime. As you know, guys, there's a lot of different types of numerology out there, and people always discuss like personality numbers, soul numbers, etc., maturity numbers. I don't necessarily deal with that, but I do have all the knowledge on those as well, and I can, if you guys wish, to go over those as well. It's more so in Western numerology that I think overcomplicates simple matters, but it's something that I can definitely go over if need be. So to get into this karmic debt number 13, the reason I brought all that up is that in Western numerology, they'll bring up the karmic debt like in so many different ways. Like they'll say it could be anywhere in your chart, like a soul number or whatever. For me, it could only be name number or life path number. If you're born the 13th, I mean, come on, you don't have a karmic debt. It just simply means you were born that day and you have traits related to those numbers. Okay? So with tarot readings, there actually is significance between a lot of the numerological meanings and the tarot card meanings. As you know, tarot cards go from like 1 to 22. There's like the Fool card at number 22. And it actually does reflect the symbolism that's depicted in numerology as well. So in regards to that, the reason I'm tying all of this in is because with these karmic debt numbers, it does associate with tarot card meanings as well. The first negative tarot card essentially is the number 13. If you Google that, this will give you another summary on how the number 13 operates, but I'm more so here to tell you how to overcome it if you do have it. I believe that if it's your name number, meaning your expression number, what we're actually going over right now, that's when it's the most effective. It's going to affect your day-to-day life. If it's your life path number, there's a lot of people that do have karmic debt numbers as their life path, and they're extremely successful. Because the thing about it is it's extremely negative. So think about when you have like bad credit and then you pay off a huge debt and your credit just jumps like up like 60 points or even 100 points at times because you just paid off a huge debt and all of a sudden your credit score just completely changes. That changes the direction of your life. It's the same thing with these karmic debts. If you can pay off this debt by doing the proper thoughts, words, and deeds each day, you're going to end up paying off a huge debt, and it's actually going to work in your favor, not against you. Okay? So with the 13, it's the 4. So you already know the 4 requires organization, discipline, structure, perseverance, and focus most of all. If you have these traits, you're going to overcome karmic debt number 13. If you have it as your name number, meaning your first, middle, and last name add to the number 13, I would then argue that yes, you do have a karmic debt number of 13. My argument here with you guys now is if you go by a short name and then that name adds the number 13, I do believe in sound vibration. I think that if you just change the name, essentially, even the spelling of the name, or if you just go by your full name, like if your name is Robert per se, and you go by Rob, and I'm not saying this is true, but I'm just saying if Rob added to number 13, start going by Robert. That'll just fix that vibration and work with the energy from there. Just calculate what it is or ask me and I'll calculate it for you. We'll figure it all out. It's easy. So with the 13 though, if you're stuck with it, like if you believe in Western numerology and your expression number is just the number from your birth date, the name you were born with on your birth certificate, then you have some work to do. Like I have a karmic debt number of 14, which I'll go over tomorrow in a little story as well. But with the 13 though, just understand perseverance and focus is the most important thing. What the 13 is going to do is it's going to give you think it's bad luck, but it's more so things to toughen you up, similar to what the 8 does. It makes you really tough through bad experiences. If you can overcome these bad experiences, understand what they're actually doing for your life, and understand how they're going to relate to everything else in your future, you're going to have no problems whatsoever. Reason being, you're going to understand that having a karmic debt is a blessing in disguise, because it's an amplified vibration similar to master numbers. And nobody talks about this. But karmic debt numbers are extremely similar to master numbers. To have one is not a curse, it's a blessing. If you can use that negative energy and pivot it to the positive, you're going to have amplified results in the karmic realm, the Akashic realm, which is the spiritual realm. And it's going to give you different types of energy to achieve the things that you want. So do not look at the number 13 like bad luck. If you go in apartments, you'll even notice they don't even put the 13 as a floor. They skip it, go from 12 to 14. So it's really an extremely powerful number. In China, 4 is considered death. What people mistake this for is that it's like a physical death, like boom, I'm going to die. It's not like that. What it's about is it's metaphysical. It means that I'm Shem, but this version of myself, this mindset, this subconscious programming that I've made needs to be reset and redone. So there has to be a death of the old self and then a bringing of the new. When you bring that new self, the old self is now passed away, as everything in this world is impermanent, and there's a new self taking over the body, a new mind. And that new mind is going to be built on what the 13 wants to give you, those attributes: focus, discipline, perseverance. That's the thing. Make the number 13 work to your advantage by any means necessary. All right? So we've only gone over the expression number and how it would affect your day-to-day life if you vibrate at that essence through your name. But now we're going to go over how the life path would go with you as well. Now, the life path number for 13 is quite interesting. So a lot of people say Oprah is a 22. Even I thought so. But when I calculated, she's actually a number 13. So that should be very encouraging for anybody with this life path number. Because look at Oprah, like she went through, I believe there was like rape allegations when she was younger. Like she went through a fair share as a child, and she really used that stuff as fuel to overcome and become something better, and really quite an icon for Black women as well, I would say. So she really turned a negative into a positive. She used the death of her old self to bring forth something new that became one of the richest people ever live. It doesn't really get much better than that. If you have this life path, understand, if you're in the States, like you have like the I-95, Route 85, blah, 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 blah. In Canada, we have like Highway 401, 407. Whatever country you're in, I'm sure you guys have different highways, different roads. Your life path is simply that road that you're on. So when you have that road, you have to understand the terrain that you're on. Does it have a lot of potholes? There's a lot of traffic. I would describe a karmic debt number life path as being one with a lot of potholes and a lot of traffic. I mean, you're going to have a lot of stops. You're going to have to watch where you're going. You have to really focus on the road so you don't damage those tires. And the tires, in my sense, would be your resolve, your mindset. You got to remain having a good mindset and a positive outlook on life, but not an unrealistic one. Meaning, if you're going through a tough time and you really feel like you're in the mud and friends are betraying you, etc., don't just lie to yourself and say, oh, my friends are great and life is great. Like, no, you can say, life isn't where it needs to be, but I'm going to improve it. I'm going to look at my life and analyze and detach from it, and I'm going to make small steps each day to change the course and direction of my life. When you can get into that sort of mind state, you incorporating the energy of Rahu, incorporating the number 1 sun energy, incorporating the 3 Jupiter energy, and really drawing strength from these things, and then making a difference on that road to success, you're going to have an extremely good life path, and you're actually utilizing your life path in the right way. The problem why people have bad luck with these karmic debts is they try to go against them. Like if somebody has a life path 13, they have a drinking addiction, they're going to fail in everything. It's going to interact with everything else that they do. Some of their life paths, it may not be as effective. Like as we know, our whole life is interconnected. Whatever our habits are is what affects us each day. But in regards to karmic debts, especially as a life path, it's going to affect you even more. Now, the eastern side of this would say that you wouldn't really be affected by the karmic debt if this gives you any sort of relief at all until after 35. They say that your life path, destiny number, Vedic number, whatever you may call it, does not begin until after the age of 35. The reason being is they're saying that your birth number affects just your mind at that point, and you're not mature enough within yourself to understand your spiritual self, which would be the life path. It doesn't take place until that age. So you can look at it like that, but I would more so, if I know that that's my life path, I would just use that to my advantage and definitely start taking steps to incorporate the right traits to overcome that road that I'm on quicker. Just the same way in which Oprah did. All right, guys? So that is the summary of the karmic debt number 13. As I said earlier on, I don't believe the karmic debt really takes place as your birth number. Some people do, but I think that's just an over-exaggeration. I believe sound vibration, if it's called out in your name, 13, then they'll affect you. If it's on your birth certificate, it's going to affect you. And if it's your life path, it's going to affect you, because these things generally don't change unless you make them change. The only one that you can actually essentially change is that name number. If you change your name number to something else, like change the spelling of your name or extend it or shorten it, whatever, then you can escape it in that sense. But if you just strictly believe in the Western numerology, it's on your birth certificate, the expression number is literally considered just as powerful as your life path. Incorporate the traits and overcome it. If you guys have any questions whatsoever on this, please don't hesitate to ask. Just leave it in the comments for me. Like usual, guys, like, subscribe, holla at me. 14's next.